I am Dr. D. Sivananda Kumar. I am very much thankful to Erode Sengundar Engineering College to give this presentation in the scheme of AICTE Prerana. And also I thank the coordinator Kalavani ma'am for this occasion. Today we are going to see the subject measurement, and in that subject we are going to see a topic of measurement of voltage and current. So for the instrumentation engineering, measurement is an important area, and this area you should be a specialized persons in measurement. So this is a syllabus of measurement in instrumentation engineering. So in the measurement syllabus you are having SI unit, precision, accuracy, PMC instrument, MI instrument, dynamometer type instrument, and DC potentiometer type instrument, and single phase and three phase circuit, true RMS, voltage current scaling, instrument transformer, phase frequency measurement, digital voltmeter, digital multimeter, oscilloscopic, and grounding. So in this syllabus you are having SI units, accuracy and precision, and then you are having DC measurement instrument, that is PMC instrument, and AC measurement instrument, MI moving ion instrument, and dynamometer type instrument, and next potentiometer type instrument. In that you are having DC potentiometer and AC potentiometer. In DC potentiometer you will be measuring the DC voltage, current, power, resistance. In AC potentiometer instrument you are measuring the voltage, current, resistance, inductance, and capacitance. Next you will be having a AC quantity measurement, that is three phase circuit and single phase circuit. For that we need an instrument transformer. We will be having a knowledge in instrument transformer. And next, if you are considering an AC quantity, you will be having a frequency, phase, and time, and you will be having digital multimeter, oscilloscopic, and grounding in your syllabus. So in this slide we are having an overview of your session. First you will be seeing the basics in measurement. In that you will be seeing the SI units, accuracy and precision. Next, basics in instrument. What are the different types of instrument? We will be seeing that. Next, DSNL galvanometer. In that you will be seeing the principle of operation, construction, advantage and disadvantage, applications. PMC instrument, that is permanent magnet moving coil instrument. In this you will be seeing that principle, construction, advantage and disadvantage. Slide, we are going to see the basics in measurement. First, what do you mean by measurement? Measurement means an act or the result of comparison between the quantity and a predefined standards. So this is it as a measurement. In another we can say that measurement is a number or a unit. Is said as a measurement. So there are two systems of measurement. One is US system and another one is metric system. Measurements, one is length, volume or capacity, weight, mass. What is length? Length is the distance of something measured, is said as a length. What is volume or capacity? How much something can hold is said as a volume or capacity. Weight, how much something weighs is said as a weight. Mass, how much space something takes up is said as a mass. So this is the basic measurement which we used. Next we can see the US system. So US system has many different units of measurement. So US system has many different units of measurement, and each unit has different name, and each has different conversion factors. So next, metric system. The metric system has a basic unit and many different prefixes. So metric units of measurements are meters, liters, and grams. So meter is for measure length, liter is to measure volume or capacity, gram is to measure weight or mass. originally established in France in 1795, and the International System of Unit is abbreviated as SI after the French name. Is a revised version of metric system. The SI was adapted by international agreement in 1960. There are 7 international system of unit abbreviated as SI base unit. So they are: length, SI unit is meter, it has symbol of small m; mass, kilogram, it has a symbol of kg; temperature, Kelvin, abbreviated as K; time, second, abbreviated as S; amount of substance, mole; luminous intensity, candle; electric current, amperes. So in this, the unit of measurement for volume, US system and a metric system is given. For US system, cups, pins, quarters, gallon, fluid ounce, and metric system it is liters. The unit of measurement for length in US system is inch, feet, yard, miles, and for meter system is a meter. So in the unit of measurement, we have seen the volume, length, weight and mass unit in US system and metric system we have seen, and I think that you will be clear in US system and metric system measurement. Okay, so next we are going to see a important parameter, that is accuracy and precision. So you should be clear in this two parameter. One is accuracy and precision. First we can see what is accuracy. Compare a measurement to the true value or actual value or accepted value. It is said as an accuracy. What is accuracy? Compare a measurement to the true value or actual value or accepted value is said as a accuracy. So what is an actual value? So value you will be expecting from the instrument is said as an actual value, or it is an accepted value or true value is said as an accuracy. Okay, so next we can see the example of an so in accuracy, an example: who is more accurate when measuring a book that has a true length of 17 cm? Susan is answering 17 cm, 16 cm, 18 cm and 15 cm. Amy is answering 15.5 cm, 15.0 cm, 15.2 cm and 15.3 cm. So what is accuracy? More accurate. Which is more accurate? That is 17 cm is more accurate. That is your expected value. That is your actual value. That is your true value. So it is said as an accuracy. So what value you are expecting, that value is said as an accurate value. Okay, so in this question, what is the question? Who is more accurate when measuring a book that has a true length of 17 cm? Sushan 17 cm, 16 cm, 18 cm and 15 cm. Ami 15.5 cm, 15.0 cm, 15.2 cm and 15.3 cm. So in this, Sushan is the accurate value of 17 cm. Precision is a description of how close measurement are to each other and how carefully the measurement were made is said as a precision. Precision is a description of how close measurement are to each other and how carefully measurement were made is said as a precision. Okay, what is accuracy? The measurement, how accurate it is, or that is how the measurement value are nearer to your expected value is said as an accuracy. Precision is that how close the measurement are to each other. So which set is more precious? 18.2, 18.4, 18.35. 17.9, 18.3, 18.85, 16.8, 17.2, 19.44. So which set is more precious? How close measurement are to each other? So we can say that 18.4, 18.35, 18.2. Okay, so it is in the closest of 18, but in the second set you can see that 17.9, 18.35 and 18.85. So you can't say that it is so close. And third set 16.8, 17.2 and 19.4. So you can't say that it is a how close it is. Okay, so in this three set you can say that the first set is the most closest set. Okay, so this is the most closest set, that is 18.4, 18.2 and 18.35. We are going to see the example for precision. Who is more precious when measuring the same 17.0 centimeter book, which I have seen in the example of accuracy. So now the Sushan is giving an answer of 17.0 centimeter, 16.0 centimeter, 18.0 centimeter, 15.0 centimeter, and Ami is giving 15.5 centimeter, 15.0 centimeter, 15.2 centimeter, 15.3 centimeter. So now you can say that which is precious. So that is, you are expecting the value of 17.0 centimeter and you are getting the value of 17.0 centimeter, 16.0 centimeter, 18.0 centimeter and 15.0 centimeter. So the expected value which you are expecting from the instrument is 17 centimeter, and your measuring value is 17.0 centimeter and 16.0 centimeter and 18.0 centimeter and 15.0 centimeter. So these are the somewhat closeness to your expected value. So this can be a precious measurement, but the Ami is getting 15.5 centimeter, 15.0 centimeter, 15.2 centimeter and 15.3 centimeter. That is the expected value 17 centimeter, which is not closest to your Ami value. So we can say that the Sushan value is an expected or it is a precious value. So now you are clear. I think that you will be clear that accuracy is nothing else. The value you are expecting is set as an accuracy. Precision is that the value how close it is set as a precision. Measurement. In that you have seen two types of unit, US system and metric system. And you have seen length, mass, weight, volume. So for this you have seen US system and metric system unit. Next you have seen that accuracy and precision. What is accuracy? The measurement expected value, actual value, true value is set as an accuracy. What is precision? The expected value, how close you are measuring is set as a precision. Now we are going to see basics in instrument. First, what is set as an instrument? Instrumentation is a collective term for a measuring instrument that are used for indicating, measuring and recording the physical quantity. Instrumentation is a collective term for measuring instrument that are used for indicating, measuring and recording the physical quantity is said as an instrumentation. That is, what is the use of instrument? You are going to indicate your physical quantity and measuring the physical quantity and record the physical quantity is said as an instrument. So you have different types of instrument. One is indicating instrument, recording instrument and a comparing instrument. Indicating instrument, the instrument which has a pointer is said as an indicating instrument. Recording instrument, which has a recording type of setup, that is magnetic tape, CD, it is said as a recording instrument. Comparing instrument, the potentiometer, AC bridge, DC bridge type instrument are said as a comparing instrument. First we are going to see galvanometer instrument. The galvanometer development was done from the observation of magnetic compass needle when it deflects close to an electrical wire. In 1820, a Danish physicist and a chemist, namely Hans Christian, was discovered the first instrument to notice and calculate some amount of current to create magnetic fields. This was the primary connection established between electricity as well as magnetism. So this is an important term. So how an instrument is developing means there will be any some primary connection between any two parameters or three parameters or number of parameters. So this is the initiative of anything. Okay. And then a French physicist and mathematicians, namely André-Marie Ampère, gave a mathematical expression for the discovery of Hans Christian and named the device after the researchers Luigi Galvani. He discovered the frog galvanoscope principle in the year 1791, that is, electric current will make the dead frog leak judge. So this is a history how the galvanometer is introduced. Next, what is galvanometer? An electromechanical instrument that is used for noticing and signifying an electric current is known as galvanometer. Okay, so this works as an actuator by generating a rotational deflection in reply to the flow of current throughout a coil in a stable magnetic field. So in simple we can say that a galvanometer is an instrument used for detecting presence of small voltage and current in a circuit. In the galvanometer, there are various types of galvanometer. One is DSNL galvanometer, vibrational galvanometer. First we are going to see that DSNL galvanometer. What is the principle of DSNL galvanometer? When a current carrying coil is placed in a magnetic field produced by the permanent magnet, the coil experiences a force and moves. This movement is called as DSNL movement. This principle is called as DSNL principle. The permanent magnet moving coil instrument are working on this principle. The moving was first conceived by French physicist Arsène d'Arsenal in 1881. So this is the DSNL galvanometer principle. That is, when a moving coil is placed in a permanent magnet, the moving coil will be experiencing a force. Is the principle of working of DSNL galvanometer, and same principle is used in the permanent magnet moving coil instrument. In the last slide we have seen the principle of operation of DSNL galvanometer. In this slide we are going to see the construction of DSNL galvanometer. The construction part consists of permanent magnet system, moving coil system, suspension system, damping system and a indication system. The permanent magnet moving coil system is that we will be having a stationary permanent magnet which will not rotate. So the permanent magnet consists of north and south pole. Next, moving coil system. The moving coil is rectangular or circular in cross section, carries number of turns of fine wire. If your coil is circular, then the iron core will be a spherical. If the coil is rectangular, the iron core will be a cylindrical. It is basically used to provide low reluctance path to the magnetic flux and to produce strong magnetic fields. This ensures high deflection torque and better sensitivity of the galvanometer. The air gap is about 1/16 inch, that is about 1 or 5 mm if a small moment of inertia is necessary. The iron core can be omitted, but it decreases the sensitivity. And the iron core is suspended between the air gap between the poles of permanent magnet, and it is free to rotate about its vertical axis. Next, suspension. The suspension is a single fine strip of phosphor bronze and serve as one lead of the coil. The other lead takes the from loosely coiled spiral of fine wire leading towards from the bottom of the coil. So this is the lower suspension. Okay, so upper suspension and a lower suspension. Next, damping. The damping is eddy current damping. The eddy current developed in the metal former on which the coil is mounted are responsible to produce damping torque. For effective damping, a low resistance is connected across the galvanometer terminal. By adjusting the value of this resistance, damping can be changed and critical damping can be achieved. Next, indication. The suspension carries a small mirror upon which a beam of light is cast through a glasses in surrounding the instrument. The beam of light is reflected on USE scale. The scale is usually 1 m away from the mirror. So these are the construction part of the DSNL galvanometer. So advantage and disadvantage of DSNL galvanometer: high sensitivity, not easily affected by stray magnetic field. The torque to weight ratio is high, high accuracy and reliability. Disadvantage: can be used only to measure direct current, develop error due to factors that like aging of instrument, permanent magnet and damage of spring due to mechanical stress. Detecting the direction of current flow in the circuit, it is used for measuring the current. The voltage between any 2 points of the circuit is also determined through galvanometer. Moving coil instrument, so it is abbreviated as PMC instrument. So permanent magnet moving coil instrument has the same principle of galvanometer. So that is, you will be having a permanent magnet, in between you will be having a moving coil. In that moving coil you will be having a core, and if you are passing a current in the moving coil, you will be having a deflection. Okay, in DSNL galvanometer you will be having a mirror, but in the PMC instrument you will be having a pointer and a scale. So this is the main difference between the DSNL galvanometer and the PMC instrument, moving coil instrument. So the construction has, you will be having a stationary permanent magnet, that is your permanent magnet will not move. Okay, and in between the permanent magnet you will be placing a iron core. The iron core is two types, one is spherical type and rectangular type. If it is a iron core is spherical type, means your coil will be a circular one. You will be winding a coil in a circular manner. If it is a rectangular type, means you will be winding the coiler in a rectangular part. Okay, now you will be placing your iron core in a jewel bearing mechanism to rotate the iron core freely, and you will be connecting your iron core to a spring and a jewel bearing. Next, you will be connecting, you will be having a pointer with a balancing weight, that the pointer will be in the stable point. Now if you are exciting your coil, moving coil, the moving coil will rotate. Due to that, the pointer will rotate. Okay, so by that the current to be measured is measured or calibrated in the scale. Instrument. Permanent magnet moving coil instrument will have a permanent magnet, that is north pole and south pole. Permanent magnet has a north pole and south pole. Between that you will be having a core. The core will be a spherical and a rectangular. If you are having a spherical, means the coil will be a circular type, and if you are having a rectangular type, means rectangular core, means you will be having a rectangular coil core. Okay, so now this core is suspension by a jewel bearing mechanism. So what is it as a jewel bearing mechanism? Means this iron core will be in the jewel system, that is will be having in a part you will be having a jewel. In that jewel the moving core is placed, and another thing is the moving core is connected to a spindle. That spindle is connected to a balancing weight and a pointer. The pointer will have a calibrated scale. So the measuring current will be passed to the moving coil. Due to that, we will be having a deflection. How you are getting the deflection? Due to permanent magnet, you will be having a magnetic field. Due to the current passing through the moving coil, you will be having a magnetic field. So this interaction between the two magnetic field, you will be having a force. Okay, so that force will rotate the core. That core will rotate the pointer. That pointer is indicating the value. So this is the principle of working of permanent magnet moving coil instrument. Advantages of PMC instrument. The scale of PMC instrument is correctly divided. The power consumption of the device is very less. The PMC instrument have high accuracy because of high torque weight ratio, single device measures the different range of volt and current. This can be done by using of multiplier and shunt. The PMC instrument use self-shielding magnetic, which is useful for aerospace applications. So disadvantages are the PMC instrument cannot be used in AC current. The cost of the PMC instrument is high compared to moving ion instrument. Next we can see some gate questions. First question: the true value of the voltage across a resistor is 80 volt. However, when a 0 to 100 volt meter is employed, the measurement reading obtained is 79 volt. Calculate the absolute error. So absolute error, we know the formula: measured value minus true value. So what is the measured value? 79, and what is the true value? 80 volt. Okay, so you will be getting minus 1 volt. So the answer is C. The true value of the voltage across a resistor is 80 volt. However, when a 0 to 100 volt meter is employed, the measurement reading obtained is 79 volt. Calculate the relative error as function of FSD. So we are having 4 options. The answer is A. So formula is relative error as function of FSD is equal to measured value minus true value divided by FSD into 100%. So FSD is equal to 79 minus 80 divided by 100. That is 79 is measured value, 80 is true value, and 100 is full scale deflection. Into 100 we give a percentage, that is minus 1%. The following 10 observations were recorded when measuring a voltage: 41.7, 42.0, 41.8, 42.0, 42.1, 41.9, 42.0, 41.9, 42.5 and 41.8 volt. So this is listed in table as an X. So summation of X is equal to 419.7. The use of dash instrument is merely confined with laboratories as standardizing instrument: A absolute, B indicating, C recording, D integrating. So answer is A. Next, what is the purpose of making internal resistance of milliammeter very low? So the options are high sensitivity, high accuracy, minimum voltage drop across meter, maximum voltage drop across meter. So the answer is C. The next question: a PMC ammeter gives a reading of 40 milliamps when connected across two opposite corners of bridge rectifier. So other two corners of which are connected in series with a capacitor of 100 kilo, 50 Hz supply. Determine the capacitance. So option A 2000 picofarad, B 1023 picofarad, C 1500 picofarad, and D 1413 picofarad. Answer is D. Explanation: since PMC ammeter gives average reading of average value of current is equal to 40 milliamps, form factor 1.11, RMS value of current is 1.11 into 40, that is equal to 44.4 milliamps. So the formula is C is equal to IRMS divided by 2 pi FV. So that is equal to 1413 picofarad. The coil of the PMC instrument has 42.5 turns and coil current is 20 milliamps. The mean width of the coil is 2.5 cm and the axial length of coil is 2 cm. If the flux density is 0.1 Weber per meter square, calculate the torque on the moving coil. So options are A, B, C, D. So the answer is C. Explanation is, so N 42.5 tons, flux density 0.1, length 2 cm, diameter 2.5 cm, current is 20 milliamps, torque is equal to NBA into I. So you will be getting the answer of 0.425 Newton meter. So the next question: the volume of a liquid is 20.5 ml. Which of the following set of measurement represent the value with good accuracy? So the answer is D. So the next question is: the volume of a liquid is 26 ml. A student measures the volume and find it to be 26.2 ml, 26.1 ml, 25.9 ml and 26.3 ml in the first, second, third and fourth trial respectively. Which of the following statement is true for his measurement? So the option is A, B, C, D. The answer is they have good precision is the answer. Previous slides we have seen the DSNL galvanometer and permanent magnet moving coil instruments. So these instruments are used to measure DC voltage, DC current. So we need to measure AC voltage and AC current. We are going for moving ion instrument. So the introduction for the moving ion instruments are the instrument in which the moving ion is used for measuring the flow of current or voltage is known as the moving ion instrument. Moving ion instrument are the most common type of ammeter and voltmeter used at power frequencies in laboratories. Then these instruments are very accurate, cheap and rugged as compared to other AC instrument. Next we are going to see the construction of moving ion instrument. So the construction has a stationary part and a moving part. So the stationary part will have a coil which is excited by a voltage and a current. A moving part will have a van or a ion that will move due to the attraction principle or repulsion principle of a magnet. First we can see a stator part. The stator part has an iron core. In that iron core you will be having a coil. You will be having a coil with a wound of number of turns. In that coil you will be passing a voltage and current. If you are passing a voltage or current in that coil, the coil will be get magnetized. It is said as an electromagnet. It is said as an electromagnet. What is said as an electromagnet? If a coil energized by voltage or current, the coil will have a property of magnet. That is said as an electromagnet. Applying an electric field, you will be having a magnetic field is said as an electromagnet. So this is the stationary part. Next, moving part. In moving part you will be having a ion or van. That van will have a experience or induce of voltage from the stator field. Due to that you will be having an attraction or repulsion force. So this is the construction of moving ion magnet. The moving ion instrument is classified into two types. One is attraction type moving ion instrument and repulsion type moving ion instrument. So in coming slides we will be seeing the principle of operation, construction and advantage and disadvantages. Moving ion instrument. The attraction type instrument basic principle is that if you are placing a north pole and if you are bringing another magnet with a south pole, the magnet will be attracting. This is the basic principle of attraction type moving ion instrument. The basic principle of repulsive type moving ion instrument is that if you are placing a north pole, if you are bringing a north pole nearer to that magnet, you will be experiencing a repulsive type or repulsive force. That is the basic principle of repulsive type moving ion instrument. First we are going to see the attraction type moving ion instrument. So what is attraction type moving ion instrument? The instrument in which the iron plate attracts from the weaker field towards a stronger field. Such type of instrument is known as attraction type moving ion instrument. So this is the construction of attraction type moving ion instrument. Here having a stationary coil and the coil winding which is indicated in the red color. So you're having a number of turn upper and lower. So this is a stationary system. In this coil you are applying a voltage and current. That voltage and current produce a induced voltage. Okay, so you are applying a AC voltage, so it will produce an induced voltage. In between this, that is the coil winding, in between the stationary coil, you are placing a iron band. This iron band will be attracted to the stronger magnetic field, which is energized by the measuring voltage or current. Now, the movement of iron band is indicated or calibrated by a scale with a pointer. This pointer is connected to a van. If your van is moving, the pointer will be moving, so that pointer will indicate in the calibrated scale. In order to balance, or in order to stable your needle, you are connecting a balance weight and a control weight. So balance weight is that in order to stand in a position, it is balance weight is used. Control weight is that to maintain the stable position in that position is set as a control weight. In order to stand your pointer in a position is set as a balance weight. In order to maintain your pointer in that position is set as a control weight. Then due to the rotation of, or due to this attraction, your control van will have some oscillations. That oscillation will be experienced by your pointer. That pointer oscillation to be suppressed, we are connecting your needle with an air chamber suppression damping suppression. That is, if in a cylinder you are filled with air, that air is expanded and compressed. Due to this expansion and compression, your oscillation of needle will be reduced. So again, saying the construction of the attraction type moving iron instrument. The stationary coil of the attraction type instrument is flat and has a narrow opening. The moving element is the flat disc of iron core. The current flow through the stationary coil produces the magnetic field which attracts the iron core. The iron band deflects from the low magnetic field to the high magnetic field, and the strength of the deflection is directly proportional to the magnitude of the current flowing through it. In short, we can say that the iron coil attracts towards in. The attraction type instrument uses spring which provide the controlling torque. So the deflection of the coil is reduced by the aluminum piston which is attracted to the moving coil. Repulsive type moving iron instruments. So its basic working principle is that if you are having a magnet with north pole, if you are bringing a north pole nearer to this magnet, there will be a repulsive force. So this is the basic principle of repulsive type moving iron instrument. In the construction base, we will be having two vans. One is fixed and another is movable. If a current passing through a fixed van wounded by a coil, it will produce a magnetic field, and in the another van, moving van, the magnetic field will be induced. Due to that, there will be a repulsive force occurs. And there are two types of repulsive type moving iron instrument. One is radial van type and another one is coaxial van type. So next we are going to see the radial van type repulsive type moving iron instruments. So this is the first classification of repulsive type moving iron instruments. So the working principle is same, that is the two van will have a same polarity. Due to that, you will be experiencing the repulsive force. So how the construction is that you will be having a coil. In that coil you will be placing the two van. One is fixed and another is movable. If you are exciting a current to be measured in that coil, the van, each van, the movable van and the stationary van will magnetize with the same polarity, so that you will be having a deflection in the indicator. That is, you will be having a repulsive force between the stationary van and the rotating van, so that the rotating van will experience a force The rotating van will experience a force that will be indicated in the calibrated scale. So this is the basic working principle of the radial van type repulsive type moving ion instrument. And the repelling force is proportional to the current squared, but the effect of frequency and hysteresis tends to produce a pointed deflection that is not linear. So due to the frequency and hysteresis, your deflection is not linear, so that it will not obey the, or it will not be a perfect square law relationship. Okay, so next, it is a radial van repulsive type instruments. Due to that, the sensitivity of the moving on instrument is more. And placing a coil in a fixed van, and you will be having a moving van with iron piece. Due to that, you will be having a same polarity of magnetic field. Due to that, there will be a deflection. So this is the diagram of radial van type repulsive type moving on instrument. So magnetic pole induced by the field, one is inside the core, that is fixed van, and in a spindle a placed van is a movable van with a control spring. So what's the need of a control spring means to bring the pointer to its original position after the excitation is over or excitation is 0, and the spindle is connected to a pointer. So this is the diagram for radial van type repulsive type moving on instrument. Since the instrument is used on AC, the magnetic polarity of the coil changes with every half cycle and induces a corresponding amount of repulsion of the movable van against the spring tension, and also the deflection of the instrument pointer is therefore always in same direction, since there is always repulsive between poles of fixed and movable van, even though the current in the indicating coil alternates. The deflection of the pointer thus produced is effectively proportional to the actual current through the instrument. So what the current you are going to measure is passed in the coil means the deflection of the pointer produced is proportional. And if you are coming for calibration, in the calibration you can calibrate directly in ampere and volt. Next, in the calibration of given instrument will however only be accurate for the AC frequency for which it is designed. So it is designed for a coil which is designed for a frequency. So for that only it will be an accurate one, because the impedance will be different at a new frequency, because the impedance is related to a frequency. So if the frequency changes, the impedance changes, so the measurement will not be an accurate one. The repulsive type instrument is usually calibrated to read the effective value of amperes and volt, and used primarily for rugged and inexpensive meters. So next, concentric van type repulsive type instrument. So the basic working principle of concentric van type repulsive type instrument is that you having a fixed north pole magnet. If you are bringing a north pole nearer to the magnet, it will have a repulsive force. So this is the basic principle of repulsive type instrument. The difference between the radial and concentric is that the radial van will be perpendicular, that is in 90 degree, and the concentric van will be in a coaxial type. So the instrument has two concentric van. One is attached to the coil frame rigidly, while the other can rotate coaxially inside the stationary van. Both the vans are magnetized to the same polarity due to the current in the coil. Thus, the movable van rotates under the repulsive force. As the movable van is attached to pivoted shaft, the repulsion results in a rotation of the shaft. The pointed deflection is proportional to the current in the coil. The concentric van type instrument is moderately sensitive, and the deflection is proportional to the square of the current through the coil. Thus, the instrument is said to have square law response, and The instrument has non-uniform scale in nature. So this is a diagram of concentric band repulsive type instrument. So the stator is a fixed field coil is said as a stator, and movable van you are having a movable van. So movable van is connected to a control spring, and the spindle is connected to the pointer. So this is a construction of concentric band type repulsive type instrument. Thus the direction of the current in the coil, the deflection in the moving iron instrument is in the same direction. Hence the moving iron instrument can be used for both AC and DC measurement, and the square law response is not uniform in the concentric band type repulsive type moving iron instrument. Advantage of moving iron instrument: universal use, less friction error, cheapness, robustness. So first, what is said as an universal use? So the MI instrument is independent of the direction of current and hence used for both AC and DC. So the moving iron instrument can be used for both AC and DC, that is for alternating current and direct current. Next, less friction error. The friction error is very less in the moving iron instrument because the torque weight ratio is high. Moving iron instrument because their torque weight ratio is high. Torque weight ratio because the weight of the instrument is less and the torque will be high. This is the torque weight ratio. Next, cheapness. The MI instrument requires less number of turns as compared to the PMC instrument, so it is cheaper. Okay, so the cheaper MI instrument is cheaper compared to PMMC instrument, permanent magnet moving coil instrument. Next, robustness. The instrument is robust because of their simple construction and also because their current carrying part is stationary. So robustness is nothing else, simple in construction and current carrying part is stationary. Disadvantage of moving iron instrument: accuracy error, waveform error, difference between AC and DC calibration. Accuracy. The scale of moving iron instrument is not uniform, hence the accurate result is not possible. Errors. Some serious error occurs in the instrument because of the hysteresis, frequency and stray magnetic field. Waveform error. In MI instrument, the deflection torque is not directly proportional to the square of the current, because of which the waveform error occurs in the instrument. Difference between AC and DC calibration. The calibration of AC and DC are differed because of the effect of the inductance of meter and the eddy current which is used on AC. So the AC is calibrated on the frequency at which they use. Okay, so AC and DC calibration because difference irukkum because of that eddy current and the inductance of the meter. So next we can see some of the gate questions. First question: if the instrument has square law response, it can be used for the measurement of, options are AC only, DC only, both AC and DC only, none of the above. So the answer is C. So next question: moving iron instrument indicates the same value of measurement for both ascending and descending value. Indicate higher value of measurement for descending value. Indicate low value of measurement for ascending value. May indicate any of the higher or lower value of measurements for ascending or descending value. Okay, so what's the question is that the moving iron instrument indicates if you are measuring in the ascending or descending value, it will be the same or low or high, or if the lower or higher value of measurements. So the option is, if you are measuring with the moving iron instruments, the indicated value will be higher value of measurement for descending value. So due to that, hysteresis and eddy current. Third question: hysteresis error in moving iron instrument may be reduced by using stainless steel, silver coating, high speed steel. May indicated any of the higher or lower value of measurement for ascending or descending value. So answer is D. Fourth question: moving iron and PMC instrument can be distinguished from each other by looking at. So if you are looking at an instrument of moving iron and PMC instrument, how you will be distinguishing the instrument, it is a PMC instrument or MI instrument, by looking the scale. Next, the moving ion and PMC instrument can be distinguished from each other by looking at terminal polarity. Next, which of the following instrument is commonly used to measure primary current of the transformer connected to mains? Current transformer, moving coil type, moving ion type, electrostatic meter, moving ion meter.